Be advised, the opinions and views of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Good morning, I'm Deanne Hernandez and welcome to the Business Portal, your opportunity business show at the GNN Destiny Cable channel. This morning, it's Earth Day, so happy Earth Day to all you GNN subscribers and viewers. And we have a very exciting lady to share with us what a technology bootcamp is all about, okay? Her name is MICHI Barcelon. She's the lead resource person for the Technology Business Incubation, or the Ayala TBI as it's called. So, MICHI, welcome. Welcome to the show. And this is in connection with our innovation series under Filipino Innovations. So, MICHI, how did this all start? You were saying sometime in 2003, something happened.
Okay. The Technology Business Incubator project of Ayala Foundation really started in late, when it was about to enter the 2000, the year 2000. And at that time, we were asked, the Ayala group of companies was asked to help, at the time, the University of the Philippines, because there was a technology business incubator that was existing, built out of a grant from the Department of Science and Technology. And now, the discussion at the time was how we should be able to help manage that particular facility. So it was a technology business incubator, and the role that Ayala played in that was come in and help manage the incubators so that it becomes sustainable. And the focus of that particular facility was helping startups and technology, and most of these startups were really focused on ICT. And when we started, it was sometime 2003 really that it really got off the ground.
Okay.
And when I say got off the ground, in terms of bringing in the locators. So it's a business incubator. It's a building with spaces that are cut up designed for startups to come in, plug and play, and do the product or service development in that facility.
I see. Well, this is one example, ladies and gentlemen, of government and private industry working together.
Exactly.
At that time, in the year 2000, I was a consultant to Senator Ramon Magsaysay. He was the main principal author of our e-commerce law. And I remember very distinctly that in the Manila Peninsula, JASA, or Jaime Augusto Sobel de Ayala, had the e-commerce law electronically signed during the GIIC conference. And that was in the year 2000. That's why maybe that was how it really got jump-started. And at that time, we had only about 15 call centers in the country. And I was a consultant for that particular industry. And then I remember that the first home of this incubation in UP was in front of the De La Strada Church, okay?
Yeah.
But today, so many years after, where is this incubator network office located?
Now we have moved, actually we still hold on to that first facility.
Okay.
But we are now headquartered inside the UP Ayala Land Techno Hub. We are at the center building, which they call the Tech Portal. Ayala Land as a partner allocated space for a
How many
technology
square
business
meters
incubator.
is the Ayala TBI, Technology Business Incubation Office?
It's about almost 600 square meters.
It's big. Okay.
Yes, but the cut-ups are small, anywhere from 30 to 36. The biggest units are about 54 to 60.
Okay, can you please explain, Michi, because you said that there are 36 physical units. How does one get in to experiment and design and evolve a technology business plan within your walls at the TBI? How do I get there? Let's say I am one of the GNN viewers right now, and I would like to test my business entrepreneurship concept on information communication technology, which is ICT as we call it. But how do I get to you?
Okay, when we started, we were targeting ICT teams, startups,
okay.
entrepreneurs who wanted to develop further products and services in ICT because that was the target. Now, in the course of running the project, we developed a program. We initially started with what we call the Philippine Emerging Startups Open Business Plan Competitions.
What year was this?
That started in 2005, but the talks to come together with a group of Filipino MIT alumni, that's from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, they approached us and said if there was a possibility to run some similar to the MIT 50K at that time.
Okay,
business
can
plan
you share, because
competition.
50K to me has a different meaning, meaning it means $50,000 or pesos. So
Exactly,
in your context, what does 50,000?
That's exactly that was the price at the time when MIT ran
Okay,
it.
now I know why it's 50K. Okay.
So that was then the precursor of that. Now what we call it has evolved into the tech boot camp. So if I may, I can explain a little bit about
Please, because boot camp, I think for the military and some of the ROTC, the term boot camp is very familiar. But being a training director, a training resource for the country, what really is a boot camp?
Okay, as you say, the boot camp is a training camp, and we borrowed from the military term.
Yes.
And it was my direct boss then, Bill Luce, who suggested that maybe we should be able to brand what we call our training programs.
Yes.
Targeting startups so that they are able to generate more ideas, strengthen their business concepts, and pitch it to would-be funders, VCs, venture capitalists, and angels at the end of the session. So we went for the name Tech Bootcamp because
so
it
this
was
is
basically
parang Silicon Valley. Your Tech Bootcamp is your Silicon Valley.
similar to what happens there, probably, but in a way, it was also it also evolved from the previous business plan competitions that we used to support with Peso.
Oh, so technically, ladies and gentlemen, this started because a group of Massachusetts Institute of Technology Filipino alumni decided to get their act together and facilitate a transfer of technology somehow, or to start initiating more activities in terms of developing business models through stimulating the creative capacities of the Filipino. Did I capture that right?
Yes, that was partly, I mean, that was one of the reasons why we went into that route. But one of the other critical reason also was because we were running a technology business incubator, and you know, we shorten that term into TBIs.
TBI, okay.
TBIs, and in a business incubator, as what happens when you define an incubator, you're trying to help sustain newbies or newborn babies. So these are startups that we wanted to host and help build an ecosystem where we are able to connect communities so that the startups and teams are able to survive over the years and hopefully grow and scale up. And when we started the Tech Bootcamp, we were really looking at the pipeline into the technology business incubators because we did not want to just focus on the facility itself, the physical setup.
Yes.
We wanted to build a pipeline so that so that teams and would-be entrepreneurs who are interested and who have the talent for technology ventures are given space. And how
So physical space, they don't pay rent.
they pay rent.
They pay
It's
rent.
business, yes.
But one of the end results is hopefully you find a venture capitalist to capitalize or invest in that particular
in their
project.
particular nice ideas or breakthrough ideas. At some point, maybe some of them, some of the startups could have been doing some incremental innovation, but we were also looking for guys who were really into breakthrough and disruptive innovations.
So, Michi, how many boot camps have you conducted so far?
Okay, we've been running the Tech Bootcamp since 2007. So the first Tech Bootcamp was in 2007, in November of 2007.
Okay.
And after which, in 2008, we ran 2 Tech Bootcamps. One was we partnered with a VC, but that was specifically for a particular program that they wanted to,
Okay.
to
So it was
build.
specified.
Yes.
Venture capitalists specified.
Yes,
Okay.
the first Tech Bootcamp in 2007 was more, was an open Tech Bootcamp, although ICT was the main focus. Others from the field of biotechnology and electronics and other areas came. In the 2008 run, the first run in 2008 was done with a partner VC, and they were looking closely at the software as a service sector.
Software
As a service.
as
yeah.
a service.
Yeah. It's the what they call now the cloud computing thing.
Cloud computing.
Yes. And the second one in 2008 was with the University of the Philippines.
Okay. So
And we
State University UP.
Yes, specifically for UP teams alone.
Okay.
So devoted to UP teams.
Okay.
And we called it, we made a play on the title from upstarts to startups.
Oh, how cute.
Right.
Very creative. Yes.
And then the fourth one was in 2009. We ran our very first green Tech Bootcamp.
Dream?
Green.
Green.
Yeah.
Green technology.
Yes.
Okay, share with us because it's Earth Day today. How do you blend IT, which is brain power and computer power, with being green? With preserving Mother Nature and planet Earth.
Okay, the green technology was done. It was funded by the Philippine Innovation Network.
Okay. That's
And,
the time that the Philippine
yeah,
Innovation. Okay.
We were a part of the Philippine Innovation Network. We were taking care of the incubation and the acceleration technical working group. And this was the TWG that we thought of coming up with a Green Tech Bootcamp in celebration of the Philippine Innovation Network's 2nd anniversary.
Second, what is TWG? I'm not familiar
It's a
with that.
Technical working group.
A technical working
Yes.
group. Well, for ladies and gentlemen, those of you who did not catch our show before the Holy Week, we had IBM share with us how the Filipino innovation got born. Okay. As you know, as a country, we have conceded that probably manufacturing is really the China mainland's forte, where software engineering possibly we have to hand it to India. And for the Philippines, as I have been involved, we have now become number 2 for business processing, call centering, or services. We're now trying to become the medical tourism services country, but there was a law passed that said that the Philippines will make itself an innovation society. And that's how the Filipino Innovations was born. And DOST, who gave the grant for these boot camps, has partnered with companies like IBM and the Ayala Foundation to precisely get the private sector to make it happen. So, Michi, what happened during that Green Tech boot camp?
Okay. We were working with DOST, and they selected the teams that would come in. So some of the teams that were brought into the Tech Boot Camp now were research and development teams from agencies, from partner schools, and even entrepreneurs in general who were pursuing green technologies. So under green technologies, there were like alternative fuels.
Wonderful.
And making use of software applications for, as you say, software applications can be done as to enhance whatever service it is in that particular green technology area that you were working on. There was a collection of, interesting collection of business concepts at the end of the boot camp. There was some of the business concepts that were pitched were focused on some thesis outputs from schools, some research outputs from agencies like the DOST, and the business concepts that I could remember clearly, which was very interesting, were the business concepts on a self-cleaning textile.
Wow.
That was from the
parang hindi mo na kailangan maglaban yan.
the DOST. And there was also that interesting business concept on lifesaver nutritional packs, which because of the recent catastrophe on Doy,
yes,
which made the team think that that particular idea might be pursued, especially for a country like ours, that that we usually face typhoons and natural calamities, and the problem of feeding evacuees in areas. Then another interesting business concept was the one from the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. They had this interesting concept on cleaning effluents using a particular technology. And from the University of the Philippines, Diliman, they presented a business concept on a technology that could help make the lead in mercury. Yes, yeah. Safer when you're working on it.
So Michi, okay, because initially I thought it had to be information communication technology, computer related. But what I'm hearing from you, it could be an invention, a process that involves life and living. So it need not be limited to something that uses the computer. Okay. You mentioned something very important and dear to my heart. My father was our education secretary, and he died 53 years ago with President Magsaysay. How many partner schools and state colleges do you have on board with your Filipino Innovations?
In the Philippine Innovation Network, one of the, here we go again with the acronym TWG, that the Philippine Innovation Network works with is
Technical Working Group.
Yes, that's Technical Working Group 1, the HR, the human resource aspect.
Okay.
And under the one who handles that is the ERDT Consortium project.
Explain
engineering,
the acronym.
Okay, if I recall correctly, it's engineering for research and development.
Okay.
For R&D and technology. I may not be correct.
So this is the human capital portion of the
yes.
whole program.
Yes, and for Philippine Innovation Network, this is the team that works with the different schools. There are now, I guess, about 8 schools in that consortium project, and these are the ones that offer engineering and technology courses.
And does this go on all year round, or is it only during summertime, or how do schools get involved by sending or having some of their students chosen into the boot camp or to?
Oh, okay. Maybe I should specify also, I will explain further that the Philippine Innovation Network has about 4 technical working groups.
Oh,
so
okay.
this is part of the Philippine Innovation Network consortium, and but some of the ones heading the TWGs they may be existing, they may come from the private and the public sectors, but these are existing projects already being run. So like for example, ERDT for the human capital aspect, it's already it's an existing project. Okay. It's a very good project that brings together all the schools and the human
What about the other 3 TWGs? Yeah. What is the second?
The second is business incubation and acceleration, and that's ours.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and that's another private it's a private sector.
You're alone in that realm, or you work with IBM?
We work with IBM. We have many members, but the lead was assigned to us in Ayala Foundation because of the business incubator network that we have.
All right, business incubator. Okay.
Yeah.
The third one.
The third one, if I recall correctly, Yusek Boy de La Peña would be in the best position to explain.
Okay, I'll ask him next week. Stay tuned. Okay.
Yeah, but I remember that there is also the one that works with the media and trying to help share what the
information. Yes. This is a citizenship information campaign.
Yeah, and the other important TWG is the one that's headed by BOI and Governor
Board
Francis Ferrer
of Investments.
Yes.
This is where the capitalists and venture capitalists are courted or encouraged.
Yes,
to,
that's the incentive side.
Oh, very interesting set of units we have on TWG. Let's go back to the Ayala boot camp. All right. So, you are supposed to have a boot camp this year?
Yes, we have.
When?
It's going to
where?
It's going to be in May in Cebu. And this time we're partnering with the DOST Region 7. Okay. But the DOST management also is interested to open the invites to other regions within Visayas, because those are just nearby regions.
Proximity.
Exactly.
Now, how many boot campers are allowed in one group?
We're targeting 75.
Oh, that's a healthy lot.
75 head count.
Okay.
And but that would translate into 25 teams. So more manageable in terms of running the teams through the three-day training and the pitch sessions at the end.
I see. Is this open to only your partner schools, or open to the public? Are you going to open applications, let's say, for a certain number of the 75 to the general public?
Definitely, it's for the DOST Region 7 and maybe Region 6 and 8.
Okay. Do I wait for Yusek de la Peña, or can you share with them? Kasi malapit na yung May.
Oh, yes,
Kung last week of May, how do they more or less try to qualify to get into the program?
Okay, an invitation letter is going to be issued by the director, DOST Regional Director Lianto of Region 7.
Okay.
And in that particular invite, together we're working on the particular groups that should be targeted first. So
schools,
some schools.
So it's going to be a mix of schools, entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
Okay, that's
and
wonderful.
Research and development teams.
Yes.
Or techies out there who might be interested to,
yes, why not?
to push their ideas, what they've been tinkering around into a business concept, and maybe create wealth in the process.
Parang the way I envision it, parang yung Filipinas Got Talent, they went to Davao, Cagayan or Baguio. Here, this will be more or less favoring the Visayas, Mindanao area,
yes.
But there's nothing to stop them also from trying to get in.
Right.
Right. So, how long will it take, Michi, for them to know if they can join it or not? Let's say they write Director Lianto, you said?
Yes.
Is that allowed?
They can
express interest muna.
Okay.
Okay.
Initially, the invite from Region 7, then they signify their interest, and out of that, we might be able to, because if we will be receiving more responses than the target number, we might be doing some prioritizing.
Oh, definitely, yes.
Right. So,
because anyway, this is ongoing. You've had as much as 2 in a year, so there's a possibility you may have another session before the year ends.
Yes, we will have. There are 3 targeted for this year.
3? Oh,
yes.
That's good.
So the Cebu run is just the first in the series for this year, for 2010. And we're doing a Los Baños run.
Oh,
in
okay.
July.
Los Baños GNM subscribers, take note.
Yes, Los Baños run in July. And probably that there would be more interesting biotech concepts there. And Davao run.
Oh, I'd like to go to that. I love Samal Island.
In the process,
and the pomelo and everything else Davao has to offer. Yeah. So that's very interesting. Well, Michi, in a little while we'll be pausing for a break, but definitely I'd like to appeal to all our GNN subscribers out there here in the Philippines and in Asia Pacific, all over the world, who get to view Destiny Cable's GNN show. If you have expressed interest, to get in touch with the business portal. Let us know and we will connect you properly, because I am sure the Filipino is so creative in terms of ideas for venture capitalization that you need assistance in. And as Michi said, it need not always be just software or information technology related. It could be a process, biotechnology, anything that will improve our lives, the way we live, the way we process our food or chemicals or processes. Pwede. Because really, when it started, I said, oh, it's got to be a techie project. Hindi pala ganon.
Because, well, it's still technology. It's technology, but it can be beyond the ICT.
Okay. Well, we'll pause for a break now, and when we come back, we'll talk more of what happens in a boot camp, okay? So do stay with us. I'm Deanne Hernandez, your host for the Thursday morning show of the Business Portal. We'll be back with MICHI Barcelon in just a bit.
Our taxes pave roads, build bridges, improve lives and communities, educate our children, and build our future.
Your taxes go a long way. As Filipinos, paying taxes is a necessary part of our duty to our nation.
Get the latest from Nike at any Nike Stadium outlets and get 10% off with your GD Value Plus card. Thank you, Nike Stadium.
With your GD Value Plus card, get 10% off at any GVX stores. Get the latest trends in footwear fashion. Another privilege with your GD Value Plus card. Bring your GD Value Plus card together with your friends at any Burger King outlets and enjoy 20% off at all regular price items with a minimum purchase of 500 pesos only. Thank you, Burger King.
From the millions of beans that serve as life-building blocks to the thousands of plants and animals that inhabit the earth, to the almost limitless combinations that make up the natural ecosystems, biodiversity is essential to feed, clothe, shelter, and heal our world. But humans have mismanaged and abused biodiversity resources, resulting in hunger, sickness, famine, death. In Southeast Asia, 500 million lives will be at risk if biodiversity loss is left unchecked now. Biodiversity loss is irreversible. If you save biodiversity, you save me. Conserve biodiversity and save humanity now. Learn more about biodiversity. Click www.aseanbiodiversity.org.
Welcome back to our show, The Business Portal, and I'm Deanne Hernandez, your Thursday host, and we're talking about the Ayala Tech Bootcamp with Ms. MICHI Barcelon, who's our lead resource for the Ayala Technology Business Incubation. So, MICHI, what happens in the 3-day bootcamp? Is there any age limit, any activities that, you know, are challenging for certain age groups, or it's open to any age, any gender, any educational background or vocation?
No age limit, no gender restrictions.
Okay, dietary restrictions.
Dietary restrictions.
Okay.
As long as you come in with an exciting idea that you yourself is committed to and so excited to pursue. But the 3 days actually will run you through the different modules, and usually like the first module would be on idea generation.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. And then,
shaping your particular product. It could be a product or a
Our
service.
yeah.
And as they say, innovation can happen in different areas. So it can be an innovation in a service or a delivery or a business model that you have, or it could be an innovation itself in a particular gadget that you're trying to do and sell. And
that's in the morning
that's in the morning
of the first day.
Running through the midday already. Then because there are many, it depends on the theme of the boot camp. Recently, our tech boot camps have gone from open tech boot camps where any tech idea can be pitched, but some tech boot camps that we've been implementing recently are now themed.
Okay.
So like for example, the one last year on green technologies, mostly alternative technology, renewables, green technology that can help solve common problems.
Okay.
And the other, for the Cebu run,
what is the theme for the Cebu May 2010 run?
For the Cebu run, it might be, it will definitely be an open tech boot camp. Where
so
open,
anything goes.
Yeah, where open means it can be largely, there might be a majority of ICT concepts, ideas.
Okay.
Because Cebu is known for it.
Yes, they have positioned themselves as a serious ICT hub.
Yes, yes. But because it was the desire of the regional team also to be immersed in other technologies, like when they learned about the 2009 Green Tech Bootcamp last year, they also said that why not give us also that particular space. So we said it can be an open tech bootcamp. You can bring in your ICT ideas, your green technology ideas. That should be a very interesting run.
Do the sessions run late into the night, or what time do the sessions end? If the group is so dynamic and so prolific with ideas, how does the evening session go?
This is where the discipline of training comes in, because our resource persons are really take care of modules that are timed. So we try as much as possible to give the content within a specific period, but we try as much as possible not to run too late in the night, because the
next day they have to be fresh.
Yes, and somehow they might come in bleary-eyed.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And we wanted also that the evening sessions should be interactive, such that the...
Do you have sessions after dinner? A
No.
short session? No. Okay.
No,
Everything stops before dinner.
But what I meant about being interactive was a chance for the teams to interact with the resource persons.
Okay. How many resource persons do you have normally? In a group of 75, how many would that be?
We usually have, there's a facilitating team, and that's us. We work with Dicky Gonzalez also. He's an MIT alum. He was with us when we ran, when he first ran also the PESO in 2004, 5-6. The facilitating team is the Ayala TBI team, together with Mr. Gonzalez, and the resource persons are industry players.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Academe.
So you have a good mix.
We have a good mix, because we try as much as possible to show to the participants what and how it is to nurture a business, to nurture a concept.
So this is like a crash course MBA entrepreneurship module in itself.
Well, we try to put in all the substantive content in the modules that we're running.
In the 3 days.
In that 3 days. Our initial plan before, the model, that the training design that we had before was 3 consecutive Saturdays.
Oh, okay.
But in the course of bringing the tech boot camps to the regional centers
Yes.
outside of Metro Manila,
it's very unwieldy,
it might
costly also.
it can be very costly because we
Yeah.
have to fly in the resource persons
Yes,
and
in
accommodate
and out.
them,
And
in
then the
out.
momentum is broken somehow.
Yes, although the 1 week gaps are supposed to be focused on tightening the
Yes,
model and
to give them time to work with real things.
Yes.
What happens on the second day, Michi?
on the second day, the modules start with shaping your product.
Okay.
Whether it's if it's a software product, a hardware product.
Uh-huh.
The resource persons run the participants through a series of expert lectures and simulations and exercises. And the most important thing really is also the modules on understanding your markets. Because even before you might have a very nice technology idea and it's worth pursuing it. It might be very, very interesting for you, but the market may have evolved and
Or
may
it's
have
not
changed.
yet ready or mature for
Exactly.
you. Yes.
So then, when the business guys come in on the second day, these are the ones.
They start shooting down your
Yes, these are the
your
ones who
blue
run.
sky.
Exactly. These are the ones who run you through. Okay,
Let's get real here.
let's get real. What's the pain you're addressing?
Yeah,
Is it a real pain? Is there a market for that? Is there really a big customer base that you are able to address?
When you're already on the second day, if there's 75 people, are they in teams and they choose which one to nurture, or each one of the 75 is given a mentor team to assist in evolving his? How does it go?
Okay, the 75 head count, the total head count, these are formed into 25 teams of at least 3 each.
Okay, so abeda mayan. Merong teamwork involved.
Yes,
that's
because
right.
just like in any business, you have to work with a team.
Okay.
And the ideal team makeup should be one with, you should have the tech guy with you, and one who might be good in the business development side.
And then the third leg.
And one could be just the inspiration.
Just the okay. All right. You get different mixes.
Exactly. Can either be your inspiration or can be your strict finance team who brings all of the team members back. Oh, guys, you're not within your aligned projections. So get real.
So what happens on the third day?
On the third day, before day 2 ends, this is now where each team is run through the basics of an elevator pitch.
Okay.
And how crafting your
first acid test presentation.
Right. Okay. Crafting your presentation and convincing your audience. So they're given
under a clinical laboratory setting. Okay.
Then the third day is devoted entirely to the pitch.
Okay.
Because the pitch with 25 teams and it's a 3-slide 5-minute pitch with a 3-minute Q&A from your panel of would-be funders.
So 8 minutes.
8 minutes. Then the 2 minutes is for transition. So at least about 10 minutes.
You have time assigned to you for 10 minutes. Oh, then times 25. Wow, that's a long day.
Yeah, right,
but you learn a lot from the different presentations. You get to pick up the best and what to avoid or what doesn't apply to your particular team or your particular product that is presented. Very interesting. Yeah.
It's like bringing back the team to reality and the VCs and the angel investors and industry experts and academe also because we have academe resource persons sometimes in our panel. they'd be the ones to say, hey, can you look at this particular
aspect
again?
alright.
There's something wrong probably with that gadget that you're thinking about.
Okay, very interesting. So it's been running for several years now, Michi. Are there already actual examples of success? Or they're all still incubating?
What we have from the alumni teams of the boot camps, we have the ones who met the cut, I mean the ones who met the grades, who got the panel members
convinced.
Yes.
And
these are the ones that are looking closely at their business concepts and tightening them so that the final match with a possible funder is successful. Because some of them, now, there are instances where it might be, the funding could just be for a seed funding for a prototype to be done.
Startup,
right? Or it could be funding, early stage funding for pilot projects to be tested. Or lucky for those who already have been tinkering with a particular product or has been enhancing a service that they're doing, these are the ones that can easily be scaled up and might be interesting for the VCs to look at, because the VCs come in at later stages.
Has an angel investor actually locked in, or we're still in the work in progress?
Work in progress, I should say.
When do you predict the first angel investor venture capital memorandum of agreement? What is your fearless forecast, Michi?
Well, it's been a challenge because in the past tech boot camps, some of the teams that were good some were academe teams, and we are also faced with a challenge that right after, once they pitch and they've met some academic requirements to complete or to graduate, and sometimes there's a tendency to forget about the business concept that was pitched. So now we
lose the focus.
Yes, and that is where we are trying to address now, to come in and track and just help monitor where are you now at, because it would be interesting to see how the business concepts can be further tightened so that it is worth looking into by some funders.
Let's go back to your hub at the Techno Hub in the Ayala Techno Park, and the first one in UP Diliman. You said they had to pay rent. How does the mechanics go? Okay, you graduate from the boot camp, you are given the chance to further develop the business concepts. What are the guidelines for you to be able to operate within your Ayala TBI walls or 600 square meters of space to develop these ideas further?
When they come in, so once we actually have two types of incubatees. The ones, two types of incubatees. The ones that are teams, alumni teams that may be bootstrapping at the moment, has some money to further pursue their particular business concept. Some of them can be accommodated in the business incubation facility. But the business incubation facility also has the discipline of a business. Like, there's a rent to pay.
No rent?
Rent.
There is
rent
to pay.
Yes. And there's rent, and the.
Is it expensive? How much is a small?
I can give a comparative figure. In the first TBI that we had, the rent per square meter right now is 320 pesos per square
And
meter.
normally, a space for one project would be how many square?
It can be as small as 30 square meter.
30 square
25 to 30 square meter, maybe a two-man, three-man team.
And for how long is the lease? 6 months, 1 year?
It's usually 1 year renewable.
I see. You had a PowerPoint ready. Would you like to share what that presentation is all about?
Yes.
Because we're nearing the end of our segment, and I want to make sure we give ample time. Yeah, Mitch? Okay.
This is exactly the Ayala Foundation entrepreneurship program under which the Ayala Technology Business Incubator project falls. And
empower. Okay, we will empower the Filipino to be innovative. Okay.
And most of you might be very familiar with what the Ayala Foundation does, and it has programs in education, environment, entrepreneurship, and there's of course the Philippines Heritage Library and the very popular Ayala Museum, and we also have community development programs. Under entrepreneurship, we have
create.
Yes, our advocacy word for that is creating wealth for more, hopefully, and that's where the Ayala Technology Business Incubator falls under. And under that, that on the screen right now is the that's the tech portal where in the UP Ayala land, the Techno Hub, it's the latest complex in that area in Quezon City that was developed by Ayala Land in partnership with the University of the Philippines. And on that portion there is the Ayala TBI. And as I mentioned earlier, it's a facility and a service network to help technology entrepreneurs. Our vision really is an ecosystem that enables entrepreneurs to build successful businesses. So it's more helping create that ecosystem in the particular area where we are. And the mission is we usually would go into partnerships with both the public and the private sector. There are many public agencies that are mandated already to take care of these things, and we work closely with them because these are the important and critical communities. These are the critical components of the business, of the ecosystem. And I mentioned it's a facility network, mainly because there are four facilities right now we consider part of the Ayala Technology Business Incubator Network. One is the old
UP facility?
Yes, the one in the corner of CP Garcia and Katipunan.
Yes.
That's the UP Ayala TBI. That was the first one.
The first one, across the De La Estrada Church.
Exactly. And that was the one that was funded by DOST and given to UP. And UP discussed and worked with the Ayala Group to help manage it.
So that facility can host how many incubatees?
11.
11.
Incubatees.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. The second one.
The second one. We were working and discussing with the ACCM of the Asian Institute of Management, and they have the space at the second floor of ACCM. This is the AIM Conference Center. Accede before, and there were a few units that were convertible, that could be converted into business incubation spaces.
So how many could be accommodated in that facility?
At the moment, there are 6 rooms
there,
in that, but 3 rooms are already occupied.
Oh, wonderful.
Right now. Yes.
Okay, so then it's the Makati branch.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Right.
The third one?
The third one, this is the Techno Hub Ayala TBI, because it's where we are right now. And this is what we now call our home office.
Okay.
Our partner
your
here
head
is-
office, your
yes.
brand new techno park.
Yes,
okay.
and this is where we are partnering with Ayala Land, who is the developer.
Yes.
And there are 13 units,
okay.
spaces.
And the last but not the least?
This is the UP Cebu
Oh,
TBI.
so you have
UP
regionalized.
Visayas Cebu.
Oh, wonderful.
Right,
okay.
right.
And how many can be
There are
accommodated
8
there?
units, 6 of which are occupied.
When will you have the Mindanao facility?
It's interesting because we go by partnerships, and if there we've been working with some partners and looking for some partners also, either academe or
you haven't
private
found
sector.
yet which university or which private entity would
There
work
are.
with you?
There are really, but it's also looking for that space that can be converted into a TBI, because it can be sometimes it is always
well,
expensive to
Davao
build.
is the largest city in the Philippines. I'm sure we can find something.
Maybe, hopefully.
Yeah,
soon.
well, maybe we'll let this election period pass, and maybe with the new administration, we can give birth to the Mindanao facility of the Ayala TBI.
Yes.
We're nearing the end of our segment, Michi. I'd like to reserve this time for you to address our audience and make your wish list and appeal as to how more individuals, academe, private, public agencies, NGOs can get more involved in this turning the Philippines into an innovative society. So please make your pitch. Your elevator pitch.
Thanks, Dean. Our advocacy really is advocating for more technology entrepreneurs to happen in this country, and hopefully stem the tide of human capital and knowledge draining out of our country. It would be nice to have more tech enterprises so that we can offer more jobs to graduating students, especially those in the technology field, and especially the engineering guys and the computer science guys and all of the biotech guys who are very talented and easily get poached by other companies outside of the Philippines or even other countries that are interested in our own talent.
Michi, you mentioned that most of the 80 teams that have graduated from your boot camps, the whole program is still work in progress, okay? You're still evolving the business idea for an angel investor to come in. Let's make it exciting for them. What are the most interesting to the general public samples of the things that are being incubated right now?
Okay. The ones that we have right now in our business incubators there are young teams and old teams. I'm not saying old.
Mature.
Age.
Young once upon a time teams. Okay.
Right. But the interesting ideas really are varied. There are software applications. There's an interesting team that
Por ejemplo, sample.
They call themselves, the name of the company is Baby Pips.
Baby Pips.
And they are developing content for Forex trading. But what makes, for me, what's interesting in this team is that they're very young. And
how young? Less than 20?
Yes, some are less than 20.
Oh, how
and
cute!
Some are just early 20. And each time I see them, I see there's a Wii equipment inside the office. And they use the Wii to think.
Oh, that plaything.
Yes.
Oh, how interesting.
It's interesting. And there are also other teams in the Techno Hub. We have right now doing business intelligence.
Knowledge mining.
Yes.
Okay.
I like the idea of analytics and how Filipinos can excel in that field. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our Earth Day show. And I'd like to thank Michi and the Ayala Foundation for joining us today. This show is Business Portal entitled Pinoy Matters. And if you see me wearing Filipiniana, because I'd like us all again to be proud that we are Filipinos, and if we can manifest it in the way we dress, the pride in nationalism that we can project when we talk, when we write, and the way we do things, which is precisely what the Ayala Filipino Innovations TBI is trying to do. Rest assured that we will work closely through Philip Chen, our Destiny Cable President and GNN, Mr. Tambuatco, and the crew, Ms. Cora, our Director Arnel. We will try to bring to you much more information as to how we can help and be part of turning the Philippines into an innovation ASEAN country second to none. Diba? Kasi
Definitely.
we're really very creative, Michi, and
Yeah.
it really pains me to see that what was once a tiger economy in the 60s, when I was just about 10 years old, we're now kind of way out there. We're not in the radar. Let's try to go back into the radar in services and in innovation. This is precisely why the Filipino Innovation Program was conceived. And I appeal to all of our viewers out there from Destiny Cable and Global News Network, our cable partners. If you're watching, do stay with us. Next Thursday, we will have as our guest Undersecretary Fortunato de la Peña, which agency, the DOST, has been one of the patrons of this program, and we will make sure it gets to your region. So, for those of you who heard it, in May, end of May, there will be a boot camp in Cebu City. If you're interested in participating, just communicate with our email here at the Business Portal, or you can go to search the website. What is the website of Ayala?
It's at www.ayalatbi.org.
So it's ayalatbi.org. O-R-G, okay? And then you will find a way to communicate directly to Ms. MICHI Barcelon on how you can join this next tech boot camps that we'll be having for the year 2010.
Yes.
So on that note, I'd like to thank you and wish you a very pleasant Earth Day and Earth Week and Earth Year. Hopefully we preserve Mother Nature. I'm Deanne Hernandez. Until our next show, next Thursday, keep smiling and God loves you. Thank you.